Hey everyone, welcome back. I have a field journal for you today. Kind of a bugs, birds, butterflies, nature field journal. All right, so the cover here is a faux leather. So it does look an awful lot like leather, doesn't it? But it's actually paper, so made from a manilla envelope. So, and I followed Gina Wiseman's technique on that, and I will make sure that I link that below. So just like the other field journal that I did. So I've got a couple little charms there, a key, a butterfly, and that word. Then some trimming here on the spine, and some very non-perfect stitching to kind of make it look more, you know, old, worn, like it's been repaired or whatnot. Okay, let's open this up. Okay, so this one's a little bit different than the last one. This one, I had this only on the flap of the last one and then paper lined the other one. This time I decided that it would look more like authentic leather if I put the interfacing stuff on the whole thing. So, and then this one has some metal corners here to protect them, and a little, there we go, little Tim Holtz tag thing sewn on right there. So it doesn't show when it's closed up. It's kind of a nice little surprise right there. Okay, and this is really soft right here. A little tag. So this is just, like I said, all nature. There's going to be plants and flowers, and there'll be bugs and butterflies, a few bird things here or there. So see if I can keep the light from glaring on it. There we go. And this is one of those field cards. I'll zoom up on this one. And those were from Musings by Nikki, I believe. Nikki Adigan. Okay. And double-sided tag here. So that those digitals all come from her. The tags are from Nick the Booksmith. These vintage-looking notebook papers are from Stephanie at My Porch Prints, I'm pretty sure. So I'll make sure I put everybody's links below. Okay. And just kind of a strip here of, this has like the genus and species, the Latin genus and species names of these plants on this little strip, which you could turn into a bookmark if you wanted to laminate it, or you could mount it on paper, or you can just leave it in there. I tried to make this look like it would be the journal of a naturalist, you know, who just wanted to pack their journal full of little clippings and whatnot. So and then this is like an encyclopedia section that, I don't know, had to do with botany. And then this is part of the index of a bird book, so it has all the different bird species listed in it. And it's the real deal. It's from a book that was around, I think it was the late 1930s. And then all these crazy bug things, those are all from the Graphics Fairy. And then I thought this was neat. It just looked like maybe a photograph that the naturalist would have taken and hung on to, you know, maybe their favorite spot to watch wildlife or whatnot, but it's blank on the back so you can journal on it. And then that's some more from an encyclopedia page. It had to do with bird migration, I think. the pages on that encyclopedia are so brittle because they are so old that I can't really fold them and incorporate them in the journals anymore. They're just getting so brittle. So there's another one of those field record cards that's used as a pocket, and you know, here's where she or he sat their coffee down there and made a ring, you know. But we've got some more encyclopedia page. This one had to do with ferns and mosses. And then another strip of plants with their Latin names, and then a really grungy, crinkly piece of lined paper that's been tea dyed. So what I was thinking, incorporating these, is they're kind of neat because it makes it look like the naturalist has, you know, torn out something of interest and placed it in their journal. But what I was thinking was you could use it for collaging and decorating in the book, because, like I said, that paper is so brittle. That's about all it's good for now. And I'm not going to make copies of it, so. There's another piece of it here. So a neat illustration of some kind of plant. And then this folds down, so you can journal all over the back of that. And then in this pocket here, I do have a piece of stationery. This is from my friend Lisa. I thought it kind of fit because it has trees on it. The paper clips holding that little paper scrap on there. And then it also holds that flap down. Oops, I put that on backwards, didn't I? Nope, there we go. Okay. Alright, and then there's another one of those field cards, and then paper clip to it. I just have a little graphics fairy bug card, and then a piece of paper that's, you know, been folded up kind of haphazardly. So a lot of room to write in here. It really would make a good journal to actually take out and write nature notes in, or record your nature sightings in your backyard, or just to record everyday thoughts for somebody who loves nature. Okay, we'll go through this in a minute. And then in this little pocket, I have, this is one of those Tim Holtz ephemera packs, you know, so little ruler there, because you know what naturalists wouldn't have a ruler so they could measure their bugs and flower stems, right? And then this is a page out of a children's book. It has to do with frogs. It's a little poem about frogs on one side, and then milkweed seeds on the other. But it is old and brittle. I can't remember how old this book is. It's from the 30s or 40s. Oh, specimen label. All these specimen labels came from the graphics fairy. There's an old dictionary page. That is an original dictionary page. That dictionary is from the 1930s. Although it's a softer paper, so it's not so brittle like some of the other stuff. There's a advertisement for Wonder Berries. That was from Julie at the Old Design Shop. Nature's not a place to visit, it is home. And then on the back here, this naturalist has wanted to keep this fern forest picture, so it's stapled on the back there. There we have some birds, some notes in the pocket here, and then evidently these little notes about bird migration interested the naturalist because they're marked. And evidently it was important and needed to be saved. Another one of those index pages out of that old Birds book. Graphics Fairy digital. Okay, and then this bird card flips out so that you can journal on the back of it and here, or you can tuck something right in there. I folded it a little bit away from the stitching so that you could actually tuck in there just a little bit. So maybe not something quite as big as what's in my hand, but. And then this, let me slide this up out of the way. I have one of Nikki's field record cards here that I've backed with cardstock and put a tab. And then I have labels from the Graphics Fairy on there. And then I made sort of a little specimen thing. So it's under a plastic. Okay. And then you could journal on the back of it, excuse me. So, I don't know. It was supposed to kind of look like maybe the naturalist had pressed a butterfly in there to keep. Lots of pages, excuse me, lots of pages for journaling. Tim Holtz butterfly. Okay, and then this is one of the Graphics Fairy's tags. I've enlarged it a little bit. Here's a pocket to create it into a book. And then I have some blank pages here. And I don't remember where that lined paper's from. If I remember, I'll put it below. Okay, and then that butterfly is just paper clipped on. It has grid paper printed on the back. Here's a quote from Walt Whitman. Okay, there's the rest of that ad from Julie at the old design shop. And then I did not glue, I didn't cut it off and I didn't glue it down, but if you wanted to, you could glue the top and the bottom so that you could create that into a tuck. So I'll leave that up to you. Okay. Almost done. A little bit of ledger paper. There's that other half of that dictionary paper. It's so soft. I guess that's the only thing that's kept it from being brittle. Okay, and then this little doodad, this is the last page. So this paper clip comes off, and I've got this little graphic here from the Graphics Fairy with a specimen label that matches it. Okay, and so this, if you grab it, folds out so that you can glue things on or write on this, and then you can write on the backs. And then this created a tuck, and because I have a beetle here, these are some pages out of that old encyclopedia on beetle, and this is that page that's really brittle, so it's probably only good for collaging. And then here's a page out of that encyclopedia that has beetles, so there's 8 different beetles on there that you could cut out and collage in the book if you wanted to. But it's a cool book, and it is old, and I wish I could, you know, just fold the pages and use them as pages in a journal, but they wouldn't last very long. You fold it back and forth a couple of times and it just breaks. Okay, and then that's it, and then this is really soft back here. Okay, so let me open this is the little specimen envelope. I learned how to make this from Jean, excuse me, at Sew It Themes. I'll try to remember put her link below. But she called it a specimen envelope. I think Nick the Booksmith had made something similar too. Okay. And then in mine, I didn't put slides in because I didn't make slides like Jean did. But I did take all the little leftover bugs that I had printed out from the Graphics Fairy that I didn't use, and put those in there. And they're all backed on grid paper on the back. And then there's this little label here in a pocket, and then there's also a pocket back here Move that so you could put something back there too if you wanted to. And then here's the little Tim Holtz ephemera thing, and then all kinds of bugs. I won't pull them all out. You can look at them when you get it. And then I have one of Nikki's field records, only it's a smaller version. And then this was in the paper pad I was using, so it's in there. And then on the back side, I put in the other specimen labels that I had printed and didn't use, so they're right there, along with the butterfly and label. Okay, so I just had that stuck inside. All right, well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna get this girl journal thing. I'm gonna get it listed in my Etsy shop here sometime this evening. It is 5 o'clock, 4:45 in the evening, Eastern time here in the US. So I'm hoping I will have this all listed in my Etsy shop by maybe 7 or 8 o'clock this evening, Eastern time. So anyway, start looking for it then. All right, let all of you go. Oh, real quick, I'll give you just a sneak peek on my next project. So this is going to be the cover, whoops, give you a ride, for a travel journal. And so this is some synthetic leather. Okay, so it's not paper. This actually is a material, like an upholstery material. You can get it, I don't know, Hobby Lobby or Joann's or something. So it looks like leather, but it's not, and it's not paper. And then here it says, "The journey awakens the soul." And then this will wrap around, and I'll put something on the end of it. And then the inside has this material. So it's going to be cool. All right. Speak to you all really soon. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.